before we actually get into learning Python and what it is, I'll just share some few spicy information about Python to talk about some background knowledge. So Python is a interpreted high-level general-purpose programming language, but honestly, if you're asking what Python is, you probably don't understand the words in that sentence. So let me break it down a little clearer for you. Let me try to highlight the pros of Python. First, it's simple. Let's say, I don't know, I want to write a line like this. Coding is sucking the life out of me. So I opened my source editor and tried to print out this phrase in C#, and you can see here it doesn't work because to write a line in C#, you have to do it like this, which is awful. If you're a beginner and you're trying to write a one-handy line, how are you going to learn through all of this? It's too boring. But let's compare this to Python. You only have to write print, bracket, if it's a string, and then wha-bam. It's done. It's simple and easy to understand. The reason why Python is easier than most languages and most intuitive is because it's usually based on English grammar. So even if you don't understand coding, if you read every single word inside, you can probably guess what they're doing. For example, the if-then conditional is very clear and synonymous with the English conditional of if-then. Second, it forces you to write in correct grammar. Although Python adheres to indent and white space grammar, not every language does this. And doing this is kind of important. It's actually industry protocol. The reason we do this is so it's easier to read, and then we know which segment of the code belongs in different segments. And let's be real, you're probably almost never going to write a code by yourself. It's going to be collaborative with someone else. And if you don't do indents, they're not gonna know what you're doing, and it's not going to be easy to read, and they're just not going to want to read it. If you learn your language through Python, you'll have these habits, so you will automatically realize to do indents even if you're using other languages, making you a fancy programmer. Point 3, it's versatile. You can use Python for so many things like this and this and this and this, and the list goes on and on. And since our academia is Datum, a data science academia, will be mostly focused on data and data visualization. So you might be wondering, where is Python actually used in real life? Python is used for so many things. Let me just read from a list here. Reddit, Dropbox, Yahoo Maps, Battlefield 2, Civilization 4, National Weather Service, NASA, and Nokia, to name a few. And not every one of these companies use Python as their only code, but Python is always included there somehow. And to make you feel better about the time you'll be spending on slaving over Python, here are some job openings from Indeed showing that, Python is in high demand. And next we'll talk about source editors and what they are and what we should use.